Welcome, guys. This is Life in the Deep, Part 2. and
2.0.
2.0. And we're coming to you real quick. We're going to... It's this time. It's late. Well, it's not late, but it's late for me. I'm old, man. But my lovely wife had her day off or whatever she had. So we're going to get this going. Today we're speaking on God's passion and purpose. Or...
Yeah, God's passion and
God's
purpose.
passion and purpose. So.
And it's talking about like the desires of the flesh over the plans of God, right? You know, because we all know the flesh has its own desires, you know, and the plans of God is, you know, it don't care about what our flesh and our desires are. It just really cares about His plan and purpose for us, right?
Right, yeah, and then we wanted to just like reintroduce ourselves because, you know, we've been gone for a minute. You know, we had the Life in the Deep here, but they said we want to rebrand it. So rebrand, yeah, we rebranded so we can get back into, you know, a lot of people been asking for it, so we just want to get back into that space. And me and my wife have a lot to offer, you know, so it's gonna be a mixed bag. It's not gonna be all spiritual. We're gonna throw a little spice of God in there, just to because that's
a lot of spice of God.
That's what we pretty much stand on.
And that's all I know.
Yeah, so that's what we pretty much stand on. Like, you know, it's gonna be hit a bunch of different topics, and we would love for you guys to subscribe.
Like, tag,
share, all that good stuff. Y'all know the tag. We
tag some people in it.
Yeah, we're gonna open up. We're gonna hit Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, clips. So we're gonna try to, you know, we got our website, so we're gonna try to hit all the different spots so we can get people to comment and share and like and subscribe. So we can kind of get that that, you know, how you got that back scratcher where it hit that right in the middle of that back. That's what we trying to do. You got to get something just to help people out.
We want to build people up, okay? That's what we really want to do. I know I want to build people up. I want to pull people out of, you know, that stuck place. I mean, you know,
we both it.
But I'm not doing it for likes and shares. I'm really doing it for souls, right? To save people, to save marriages, to save
everything.
You know, people save people from their jobs. Some people be quitting good jobs for what? Like.
Right. That's real.
So I want to spread all of this, what's on the inside of me. I want to share it with everybody. So.
Right. So that's what we're here for. So I'm gonna let my wife go ahead and lay it out.
Yeah. So today we're talking about the passion over purpose, right? Because, you know, right now we have in the media we have a lot of, you know, people who are so hard on like. LGBTQ, you know, what they say, plus sign, IA.
Don't get me started.
Yeah. I ain't even going there, but people are hard on them. And it's like, you know, it leaves you to question, you know, does God make mistakes? And it's like, no, God don't make mistakes because, you know, His will is perfect, right? His will is perfect. But we've been born into an imperfect world. We've been born into a world where people, you know, expose other people to their own infection, and then they do it at, you know, young ages, and you know, and then, you know, as the person grows into an adult, they feel like this is all they, it's normal to them. So you know, and other people go around bashing and, you know, and wanting to, I mean, even up to the point of wanting to harm a person.
Right, kill them.
Yeah, God don't, that's not God.
Right.
God don't do that. Like, God don't put, He does pass judgment, but I guarantee you, a lot of the people who judging them, they won't be there when He passed judgment on them.
That's real.
Nobody's going to be there. Right. It's going to be just them and God. It will be nobody else.
Right.
Nobody else is going to be there.
Right. So they doing all that. So you're saying they doing all this stuff on social media, news, for what? Like, what are you gaining?
Nothing.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I get that. Yeah.
For now, and everything is seen, you know, so quickly now. It used to be, you know, kind of like
on the 5 o'clock news.
Right. It's kind of like in the Bible, it talks about where Moses, he killed the, I think it was an Egyptian he killed. I think it was, because I'm not even, I ain't no theologian, y'all, but, you know, Moses killed an Egyptian, and then somebody saw it, right? And you know, but with social media now,
it's instant.
It ain't just one somebody seeing it; it's somebody's seeing it.
And you know what's funny about that? Because that's a good segue to the verse I was going to say.
Okay,
it's Proverbs 16:4 says, I got to look on because I ain't a theologian. I can't say the word.
We are not theologians.
But the Lord has made everything in His purpose, even the wicked of the day trouble.
What you said? The Lord has what?
The Lord has made everything for its purpose. So that's how
for its purpose.
For its purpose, even the wicked for the day of trouble. And that's what we living in. That's probably that's what we living for. Like right now, it's crazy how the Bible can pull in stuff that we got going on today. You know, so that's good.
That's real good. I mean, because look at the times we're living in right now. You know, where people are allowing certain things to be exposed to the eyes of our children, right? You know, we should have, when it comes to me, now this is Chanel Dawson, okay? This ain't for everybody else children who feel comfortable with certain things, okay? Right. But me, when it comes to children being exposed to adult content, and adult content don't have to be nudity. Adult content is anything that the intellect of an adult can understand. Right. A child cannot understand the intellect of an adult. That's why I say it's passion over God's purpose. He said, train up a child in the way they should go. And then when they get older, they won't depart from it. Right. So that means that what they see when they're younger is what they're going to do when they get older. Whether it be male or female. What they see when they're younger, and I know...
to a certain extent.
No.
Not to a certain extent. I can give you a good example.
Okay, let's hear it.
I don't want to put people on blast.
Don't put no names. Just use scenarios, please.
But I've seen
a scenario.
I've seen a scenario where someone's got abused. And my thing was, I guess I was different. My thing was not even wanting to do that. So that's why I can say that. I can speak on that because I've seen it. I've lived in color. I've seen it, and me, especially being with you for 20 years, I ain't never put my hands on you. Not the way you ain't want it.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. So,
right. Well, because you know you don't put your hands on me because you got a real one over here.
Yeah, I ain't trying to have no black eyes or no.
We ain't gonna get to the point of black eyes, but honey, let me tell you something.
She hit hard, y'all.
Them cots, and them soggy tuna fish sandwiches, baby, they hit different than a well cooked meal from a loving wife like me.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying. That example of seeing that, and I did not do that. So that's why. So that's what I'm saying.
And you know that's one thing, right? That's one thing. But when you have two people that are equally yoked, right? Equally yoked means that it is predestined for those people to be together, right? And if the both of them are operating in their passion and not the plan and purpose of why the two came together, then the one who has the drive for purpose can pull the one who have the drive for passion, right? Because if you're not walking in God's purpose together, then you walking in the flesh together. And they say the flesh war against, and purpose is in the spirit, right? Because purpose
is all over. Yeah.
Passion, we can go, like if I want something, if I have a desire for something, like some chocolate, I want some chocolate. I can go to a store and I can get me some chocolate, right?
You do.
But when you have a purpose and a plan of action, right? For love. You can't go to the store and buy love. I'm sorry.
Not love candy. Not candy. Not love. Nothing like, you can't even go to the gas station called Love's because you ain't gonna get no love out of that.
No. So that's why I said it's like love and passion, they go, but they don't go together for spiritual purposes, right? Because love and passion goes with sex.
Yeah.
And I spelled it just in case y'all kids listening. So, you know, and most relationships start that way. But if you don't have the purpose, if you don't have purpose in the connection, when that when that dry up, literally.
Yeah, because it will. It will.
When that dry up, okay, you can still operate on purpose and light that flame, you know, every now and then. Not as much as you did when you was younger, but you could still light that flame and it still be
good.
Still be good, right?
Yeah.
You know, and this is 20 years. This is 20 years speaking. Okay, so no, it ain't perfect, but I guarantee you, it's purpose.
Yeah, that's facts. And like I'm glad you did another segue. I love it. And the definition of purpose. I'm gonna look to my notes. The definition of purpose is reason for which something is done or created, for which something exists. So let me say that again for the people in the back. Reason for which something is done or created, or for which something exists. So when you say God's purpose, that means it has to. You go right to this. You go right to it. It's something that's created, in which for something that exists. So God has a passion. I'll be honest with you. God's passion and His purpose on this earth is for love. So just like my wife said early in the video about the LGBTQ plus minus division sign
and all of that,
the pound sign, the pound sign, all that, you know, we can judge them and they can do what they want, but God said not to judge them. We have to.
That's what He said.
You know what I'm saying?
That's it. You know, I look, I know what a book is, but y'all look for it yourself. It's in Corinthians somewhere, and it talks about. He talking about the believers, the ones who go into church and start hollering and hooping. Are we supposed to judge those on the inside of the church, those who say that they're children of God, and they start asking us questions about certain things? We're supposed to tell them the truth in love, right? Yeah. And then he says, but it is God who judges the sinner. If we believe as believers that they are sinners, the last thing we're supposed to do is judge them.
Because what you're going to do is drive them away. Right?
You're going to drive them away. And you can, you know, they say, my grandmother used to always say, you can catch a boatload of bees with honey instead of vinegar. So, you know, we have, and I've learned that, I've learned that over the last few years that, you know, I used to be so hard when I first joined, you know, ministry. I used to be so hard. Oh, they going to hell, and oh, you know, and oh, the lake of fire, you know, because I heard that in, you know, churches, but, you know, didn't know that I was on my way to the lake of fire. Come on, because I judged them, and I should have been loving on them instead of judging them, because we all have our road that we have to travel down. I have my own path, okay? Listen, I'm battling my own, you know, stuff, trying to, you know, fight my own way through. So
yeah, everybody has that. Everybody has that, but like this, we gonna wrap it up. This as far as, you know, what we're trying to convey, because like I said, we don't make these videos long because we know the attention span of some people. Not talking about nobody, but the attention span of some people. They want to get it and go. So our main purpose for God's purpose is just show them love. You know, we know that stuff is wrong, right? God didn't make man and woman to go the other way. We know that, but for us not to, what's the word? We just said it.
Condemn.
Yeah, you know, not convict, to condemn them. Yeah, all of that good. It's not our job. It's God's job. God is going to take care of that.
Okay,
and you won't be there to know.
It's not. I'm not gonna say it's wrong, because it's wrong in our eyes, right? Okay, yeah. Because just like I just told you, when they're faced when they get to the end of whatever their lifespan is, nobody's there with them but them and God. Right. So. Right. I mean, I can go 50 years living in the temple, doing right, you know, according to my own eyes. But in the background, I could be doing stuff like watching men in my secret place, right? He that dwells in the secret place of the Most High God. What if in the secret place of the Most High God, I am doing stuff that's unpleasing to him? Do you know that I'll go to hell faster than they will? Because the Bible talks about Jesus was standing on a corner with a Pharisee, and he was talking to the Pharisee, and he was telling him, you know, that he was directing his attention to a prostitute who was yet still in her sin. And he said, she has a better chance of getting into heaven than the Pharisee, the book toter, the scripture spitter. Come on, the tongue sayer, you know? Like, so for me, it's like, yeah, I'm not going to judge people, you know, because at the end of the day, we never know who God is going to work through and how he's going to change them, because we don't have that power. Right. But absolutely. I do have two scriptures that I want to get to, right? So mine is Romans 5:5, and it says, and hope does not put us to shame, because God's love has been poured into our hearts through the Holy Spirit who has been given to us. And it didn't say, you know, that God's love has been poured into straight people or women, you know, women, children, men. He said it has been poured into our hearts. That means anybody who knows him, anybody who loves him, and those who have that alternative lifestyle, I do believe they love God. I do, in their own way. And my thing is, it's God that's gonna judge them, right? Not us.
And you know what? You know what they always say too, like, if God didn't have a purpose for you, he wouldn't put the breath of life in you.
He wouldn't have breathed into you.
He wouldn't have breathed into you. So it's a purpose for them. You know what I mean? And like, so go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's a purpose. Like I you know, because I'm telling you, I used to be one. You know, and I can't change how other people feel, but I can change how I feel about a thing, and I can, you know, be a refuge for that person who might be going through something, you know, because depression is real. Suicide is real. Absolutely. And, you know, it don't care whether you're straight. It don't care whether you live an alternative lifestyle. It don't care if you got a husband, a wife, or a significant other. When it comes for you, it takes out people who don't deserve to be taken out, like people who are doing murder, suicide, and killing their children. Who I want to be that person that somebody can come to before they decide that they've had enough of people judging them because of their decision. Our passion make us decide which way we're going to go. And nobody on this earth should drive somebody to death if they didn't give them life.
Oh, that's deep. I was about to say that too. That's real. I was about to say nobody can put me, my wife, my kids, them gay people. You can't nobody. You know, LGBT.
Those who have an alternative lifestyle.
Can't nobody put them in heaven or hell. So it really don't matter what they think or how
and
they
y'all,
feel.
my husband is not. My husband is not where I am, so he don't mean no harm when he say the gay people.
I mean that's.
But for our whole life, all we've known them as. All we've known people who have an alternative lifestyle as is that's what we've known them as, because that's all people would throw out there. But I do want to say before we close out, you know, that I have a lot of people that I know personally that have, you know, chosen that as, you know, their way to love, and I am not against them. You know, I'm against the practice of it, because I do believe, you know, that when God created and you know, the doctor pulled out and turned over, it was what it was. And, you know, but I'm still not going to judge how people live their life. I do want to say suicide is real. And if, you know, you fall into that category and you're thinking along those lines, you know, my thing is get yourself some help. Send me an inbox, okay? Lifestyle Restoration Group on Facebook, Okay, or Lifestyle Restoration Group at gmail.com if you need to email me. But don't think that you in this race alone.
Don't think it's the end result.
Yeah, it's not.
It's always a lending. My wife will definitely have a lending ear on anybody that has that issue.
Yeah, depression, suicide, all of that.
Yeah.
So, we want to thank y'all for joining us for our comeback episode. I might be looking a little different next time, y'all, because we wanted to hold up our end of the bargain and, just do like a new video to let everybody know that we are going to be coming back on, and these will broadcast on Sundays. Because I do want to talk about a lot of things that plague, people in their minds, that's why we call it Lifestyle Restoration Group and Life in the Deep, because life gets deep.
It does.
Yeah, life gets deep, but one thing I love about it is that you can still be restored.
Lifestyle restoration.
Yeah. We helping people to restore their life.
Absolutely.
You don't have to, listen, you don't have to, think that you're alone in this world. You have people like me and my husband, especially who's been married 20 years, to help you along the way. So.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So we want to thank y'all for joining. Thank y'all for watching. And go to lifestylerestorationgroup.com and kind of look at the website. It's just getting started, but we want to build something that really and truly speaks volumes on people that say that marriages can't make it or relationships can't make it. And I don't care what relationship you in. If it's toxic, then get some healing. If it's toxic, okay. But yeah, we want to thank y'all for joining. Hey, listen, go look at my brother-in-law's podcast, the Mental Game podcast. He is always on Mental Mondays.
Mental Mondays. We take Sunday, Mental Mondays. Yeah. We take Sundays. We got to think of something for Sunday, but we give him Monday. We take Sundays.
Yeah, we gonna call it spontaneous Sunday, okay? Because baby, these videos we gotta spontaneously do them because we got them little 4-year-old twins. So
yes, yeah,
we caught a moment just for y'all. So so we want to thank y'all for joining us. Life in the Deep.
We'll catch y'all
2.0. We'll catch y'all next week. Oh, on the next episode, we're gonna be talking about God's business does not need our judgment. So we picking up from where we left off.
Right, and then if you see the video, like, share, and subscribe, and put some positive, negative, whatever comments, just so we can kind of get a gauge on the audience, so we can kind of get some feedback.
Yeah, and if you hear something that you agree with or disagree with, let's talk about it. Because sometimes we might hit the one day we might come on here live one day and hit the join button so we can hear what you got to say, because the only they say the only stupid question or the only stupid comment is the one that's not asked or not made. So we want to thank y'all. Peace.